Hey everyone, and welcome. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. Look, if you're wanting to just cut through the noise and get straight to the facts about this massive June 2026 Power BI update, well, you're in exactly the right place. We are going to unpack a total whirlwind of new features in today's explainer. We're talking everything from crazy AI-driven development to some seriously long-awaited reporting flexibility, and we're going to do it all by focusing strictly on the core need-to-know info.
But right off the bat, I want you to ask yourself a quick question. What does the future of Power BI actually look like? Really think about how the tools we're looking at today are going to fundamentally shift the way you, as a BI developer, build, maintain, and share your data solutions. Because as you'll see in a minute, the future involves a whole lot less manual grunt work and a lot more high-level strategic guidance.
Because the wait is officially over. The June 2026 update is here, and Microsoft is heavily weighting this one toward bringing AI natively into your daily workflows. Plus, they're throwing in some absolute game-changer quality-of-life upgrades for your end users.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll hit AI-powered data apps first, then major reporting upgrades, move into modeling and developer tools, and wrap up with our community spotlight. Starting things off with Section 1, AI-powered data apps, building with Copilot and Fabric.
Now, this is arguably the most futuristic part of the entire month's update. Microsoft is essentially framing a world where AI handles all that repetitive, boring infrastructure coding. It allows you to go from just a raw idea to an enterprise-ready app using everyday natural language. Fabric Apps is introducing this wildly streamlined process for creating custom data apps right on top of your semantic models. And here's how incredibly simple this framework is now. Step 1, you use AI to write out a markdown spec file with your requirements, say adding hover cards for images and emails. Step 2, you jump into your command line interface, run a quick npm create command to scaffold your project and push it to your Fabric workspace. And Step 3, you just hand that spec and your semantic model over to a coding agent. Give it about 20 minutes to do its thing, and boom, it outputs a full-blown production-ready application. We're talking custom filter panes, persona-specific pages for your executives, interactive calendars that sync up with Outlook, and yes, even native dark mode support built right in. And if you need to tweak something, just update your tech spec, hand it back to the agent, and it iterates for you. It's wild.
And this brilliantly illustrates how Copilot is evolving to be, well, your personal modeling assistant on the web. Instead of manually clicking through and auditing an entire massive schema, you just ask Copilot to analyze your current state. In their demo, Copilot instantly spotted 5 missing relationships between a GL fact table and its dimension tables, and it just wired them up perfectly. You can tell it, hey, hide the department and division columns, or delete this duplicate account name column, and it executes it on the spot in real time. It'll even suggest specific instructions to prep your data so it's fully optimized for further AI use.
All right, moving right along to Section 2. Major reporting upgrades focusing on visuals and UI.
Let's pivot for a second to the tangible, everyday visual stuff, the things that directly improve what your end users are clicking on. Now, what's really interesting about this is the contrast with how we used to handle dates. We all know the old way, right? Juggling multiple slicers, trying to keep users who wanted relative dates happy while also accommodating people who just wanted to manually pick a day on a calendar. Well, say goodbye to that. The new Date Picker completely unifies all of this into a single cohesive slicer. It's got a slider so you can grab a whole date range and drag it backward or forward. It has a single clean calendar view and deep relative date options that automatically roll forward whenever your data refreshes. You can anchor it to today or maybe to the first or last date in your column and even throw in relative month offsets. And the absolute best part? Your report viewers get all this power too, but if they mess it up, they can just hit reset to snap it right back to your default published state. Okay, I really hope you are sitting down for this next one, because the sheer collective relief of the entire Power BI community can literally be summed up in one sentence. ShapeMap is finally generally available. No joke, it feels like this thing has been in preview since the dawn of time, right? But it has finally grown up. It's hitting GA with awesome features like built-in US state maps, full support for your custom GeoJSON files, which is huge for floor plans, and really detailed conditional formatting rules. You can tweak color saturation gradients using custom minimum, middle, and maximum values. You can even specifically color in the empty gaps between your regions. Beyond maps, we've got a fantastic rapid-fire list of quality-of-life tweaks. Scatter charts? They now have a toggle to auto-fit markers, so if you have massive data points, they won't get ugly and clipped at the edges anymore.
Tables and matrices now support conditional formatting for column widths. That means you can let viewers use a parameter slider to dynamically adjust the width of an entire matrix. Pretty cool, right? Also, Azure Map visual controls, like the circle or square selection radius, are now toggled on by default for your viewers. Oh, and tooltips have this amazing new sentence mode. Basically, you can craft a natural, readable sentence, like a little mini paragraph, and just bold the dynamic values instead of giving users a boring list of data rows. And finally, slicer icon colors. If you've ever squinted trying to find a black checkmark on a dark theme slicer, your pain is over. You can natively change that icon to white or literally any brand color you need.
Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds our modeling and developer tools with some much-needed back-end upgrades.
These are the back-end mechanics that are going to drastically optimize how you manage source control and maintain those really complex enterprise environments. Let's start by defining a brand new piece of jargon you'll be hearing a lot: Desktop Bridge. This is a new preview feature that opens up direct, powerful connectivity. It basically allows external tools, specifically those AI agents we were raving about earlier, to connect directly to your local Power BI desktop instance. This is the magic that lets tools like GitHub Copilot CLI optimize your local model, auto-generate measure descriptions, or even apply custom enterprise styling based on a reference image, literally without you having to lift a single finger.
So the crucial point here is that DAX user-defined functions are now officially generally available. If you manage large enterprise models, you already know the absolute nightmare of trying to update identical logic across 5 different places. Well, now you define that DAX logic exactly once, and you reuse it globally across your semantic models. It is a massive win for consistency and is going to save you countless hours of maintenance down the road.
Rounding out the developer side, we've got some stellar collaboration and workflow improvements. The rollout for the PBIR file format has officially resumed. It is continuing its inevitable push to become the absolute default standard for programmatic editing, source control, and CI/CD pipelines. On the communication front, Power BI reports can now be securely embedded directly into private and shared Microsoft Teams channels, which is perfect for keeping your data exactly where the conversation is already happening. And for my query writers out there, the DAX Query View now lets you sort ascending or descending and filter your result set directly right there in the results grid. No more forcing yourself to rewrite and rerun the actual DAX query just to find what you're looking for.
Finally, bringing us to Section 4, our Community Spotlight, where we celebrate top contributors.
As we near the end of our explainer today, let's shift focus back to the human element. Each month, Microsoft highlights a community powerhouse, and this month, that spotlight shines on Cengiz-Han Arslan. And wow, since joining the Power BI community in 2025, his impact has been absolutely staggering. He's already racked up over 730 kudos from his peers just for stepping in and providing expert help.
But get this, the numbers do not stop there. He has authored over 360 officially accepted solutions and has replied to community questions over 1,000 times. That level of relentless dedication to helping others solve really complex data problems is exactly what makes this technical community so incredibly special.
Oh, and on a slightly lighter note, the update also gave us a fun little behind-the-scenes fact about him. Apparently, when he is not furiously typing out DAX, he is locked in a constant, never-ending battle with his dog over going for a walk. And, well, as the source material happily confirmed, the dog always wins the negotiation, every time. Which brings us to our final takeaway for today. Are you ready to level up your own skills? Because the Microsoft Fabric and SQL Community Conference is happening in Barcelona this coming September 2026. It is genuinely the perfect place to soak in all this new knowledge we talked about today, from the AI apps to shape maps to those new DAX functions. If you're planning to register, do yourself a favor and use the code FABCMTY200 or SQLCMTY200 to save yourself €200. So I'll leave you with this provocative thought to ponder today. As AI continues to just rapidly take over the heavy lifting of writing code and scaffolding applications, how are you going to pivot your own BI skills to focus more on driving strategic business value rather than just endlessly writing syntax? Think about it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and I will see you all next time.